Ever felt like you're stepping into a professional conversation and everyone else is speaking in kind of secret language? Maybe you hear terms like position or contract, maybe recruitment strategy, and you're just sort of nodding along.
Right. Hoping they don't ask you to explain it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, today we're basically handing you the key, the Rosetta Stone for the world of work. Welcome back to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
We're diving into something really practical today, essential job vocabulary.
Yeah, absolutely essential.
Whether you're navigating your very first job search, or maybe you're aiming for that next promotion, or even just looking to, understand the language of your industry better. Mastering these terms, it's not just helpful, it's really a game changer.
That's absolutely right. Our mission here really is to empower you, our listener, with the precise words and phrases you need. So you can confidently talk about your professional life. We want you to feel totally informed, completely prepared.
Right.
Whether you're, say, writing a resume or in an interview or just chatting with colleagues.
Makes sense.
So we're going to build your vocabulary from the ground up. We'll clear up those confusing word pairs that often trip people up.
Oh, yeah, those are tricky.
Look at the different kinds of employment you might find. Dive into key workplace actions, even some industry-specific jargon.
Okay.
And importantly, we'll add practical tips for, real-life use and understanding those crucial cultural nuances, too.
And this isn't going to be like reading a dictionary, Ram. We promise.
No, definitely not.
We'll bring these words to life with real-world examples, maybe some quick scenarios.
Yeah, illustrate them.
And yes, we even have a little quiz later to help make it stick. Think of it as your shortcut to speaking the language of success. Okay, let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
So where do we begin? Let's start with the absolute bedrock, I suppose.
Exactly.
The foundational terms, the building blocks you hear constantly. You kind of need these first, right?
You really do. These are your essential tools. First up, occupation.
Occupation, okay.
Simply put, it's what someone does for a living, their job, their profession, their trade. It's the broad category of work.
Right.
For example, you might say, my occupation is a graphic designer. Or ask someone, what's your occupation?
I sometimes hear people use job and occupation almost the same way. Is there a subtle difference we should, be aware of?
That's a great question. And yes, there definitely can be a difference, although they are often used similarly.
Okay.
Occupation usually refers to the broader professional field or skill set. Think bigger picture. Job, on the other hand, can be more specific. It often refers to a particular role within a company.
Oh, okay.
So think of it like this. Your occupation might be educator, right? But your current job is high school history teacher. See? One's the umbrella, the other's the specific role under it.
That distinction already shows why getting the words right matters. Okay, so once you have an occupation, you usually have an employer.
Precisely. An employer. That's the person or the company or the organization that pays people to work for them.
Right? They provide the work.
And the compensation. Yeah. For instance, Apple is a major employer in the tech industry. Or my employer offers great benefits.
And on the flip side of that coin, you've got the employee.
Indeed. An employee, that's the person paid to work for someone else.
The individual.
The individual contributing their skills, their time, in exchange for a salary or wages. So, she's a new employee at the marketing firm. Or the company really values its employees.
Okay. And speaking of working inside a company, you'll definitely have colleagues.
Absolutely. A colleague. That's a person you work with, especially within a profession or a business.
Right.
It sort of emphasizes that shared professional environment. I often collaborate with my colleagues on complex projects. It sounds a bit more formal, maybe more professional than just saying coworker.
That makes sense. Implies a shared professional journey, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
Then we have position. What's that?
A position refers to a specific job or role within an organization. It's more granular, more specific than occupation.
Okay.
So your occupation might be engineer, but your position could be senior software engineer.
Ah, I see.
So you'd say, I'm applying for a management position, or ask, what's your current position at the company?
Got it. And the term everyone loves to talk about, or maybe sometimes avoid, salary.
True. Salary. It's a fixed regular payment, usually paid monthly or biweekly, but we often talk about it as an annual sum, right?
Yeah, the yearly figure.
Exactly. It's typically for professional or white-collar workers, different from hourly wages. You might hear his salary increased after his performance review.
Nice.
Or negotiating your salary is a really key part of accepting a new position. It's more than just the money, It
Right.
often reflects how the organization values your skills.
Right, your value. And if you're doing well in your position, you might be aiming for a promotion.
Exactly. A promotion.
Yeah.
That's the action of raising someone to a higher position or rank within the company. Moving up usually comes with more responsibility, and often, hopefully, a higher salary too. She received a promotion to senior manager last month. Good for her.
Definitely a goal for many. And finally, something that makes it all official. A contract.
Yes, the contract. It's a written or sometimes spoken agreement, especially about employment, that's meant to be legally enforceable.
Okay.
It outlines all the terms and conditions of your employment. I signed a new employment contract when I joined. Or a key piece of advice. Always read your contract carefully before signing.
Absolutely crucial.
Understanding your contract is fundamental. It protects your rights, outlines your duties. These terms, really, they're the absolute bedrock for any professional discussion.
That gives us a really solid foundation. But, language can be surprisingly tricky sometimes, especially when words sound similar but have quite different meanings, and using the wrong one can maybe subtly change how people see you.
Absolutely. Precision matters.
So here's where it gets really interesting. Let's clear up some of those common confusing pairs that often trip people up.
Yeah, these pairs are definitely worth taking a closer look at. The subtle differences carry pretty significant weight. Let's start with job versus career.
Okay. I think I'm guilty of mixing these up sometimes. What's the real distinction?
A lot of people do. So a job is typically a specific piece of work, maybe a task, that you do for payment.
Right.
It can often be short-term, maybe a stepping stone, or just focused on earning money right now. Like, my first job was working at a coffee shop.
Got it.
A career, though, that's more like a long-term professional journey. It often involves several jobs or positions in a particular field.
Okay, the bigger path.
Exactly. With a focus on progression, on development. So you might say, she decided on a career in environmental science. It implies a longer view.
Ah, so it's about perception, too.
Yeah. Huge perception difference. Talking about your career path in an interview signals long-term commitment, ambition. Referring to something as just a job might, maybe unintentionally, suggest you're only thinking short-term.
That's powerful. It's not just about the words. It's strategy, really.
Okay.
What's next on our tricky list?
Next up, hire versus recruit. Again, often confused.
Hire versus recruit. Okay.
Yeah.
To hire someone means the actual act of giving someone a job. It's the final step,
Yeah.
the offer, the acceptance.
The decision point.
Yes. Like, we hired 3 new developers last week. Done deal. Recruit, however, refers to the whole process before that.
Ah, the lead up.
Right. It's the broader, often much longer process of finding people, attracting them, interviewing candidates. You'd say the company is actively recruiting diverse talent.
Okay.
So recruiting is the whole search and engagement part. Hiring is the final action of bringing someone on board. If you're looking for work, you're the one being recruited.
I can totally see how those get mixed up, but yeah, understanding the process is key if you're a job seeker.
Yeah. And finally, a pair about leaving a job. These can also carry different weight. Right.
Indeed. We have resign versus retire.
Okay. Resign, retire.
To resign means you voluntarily leave a job or position. Could be for any reason, new opportunity, personal stuff. Maybe you're just not happy there.
You choose to leave.
You choose to leave. He decided to resign from his position to pursue more studies. To retire, however, means stopping work permanently.
Right. Usually later in life.
Usually due to age or you've just completed your working life. Often involves a pension or retirement benefits. After 40 years, she plans to retire next year.
Big difference.
Crucial difference. Resigning implies you're probably still in the workforce, maybe moving elsewhere. Retiring signals a permanent exit. Using resign when you actually mean retire could definitely send mixed signals to your network.
Fascinating. Knowing those precise differences, saves misunderstandings and helps you project the right image. Okay, let's shift focus a bit. What about the different ways people are employed? The workforce today is so varied.
It really is. And understanding these categories is vital for navigating the job market now. Starting with the most common, full-time.
Full-time. Standard work week, basically.
Pretty much. Typically working the maximum hours required by the employer, usually, 35, 40 hours a week, often comes with benefits. She enjoys the stability of her full-time job.
Makes sense. Then there's part-time.
Right. Part-time is working fewer hours than a full-time employee, often more flexible, maybe fewer benefits, though. He works part-time while studying for his master's. Good for balancing things.
And with the whole gig economy thing, lots of people don't fit that traditional mold, do they?
Exactly. That's where terms like freelance come in.
Freelance, okay.
This describes working independently, often for multiple clients rather than being employed by just one company. Freelancers are essentially running their own show.
Their own boss.
Pretty much. As a freelance writer, she manages her own schedule and clients. Then there's an internship.
Ah, internships. Often for students.
Usually, yeah. Students or recent grads. It's a temporary position, specifically designed to get practical work experience in a field. My sister's doing an unpaid internship at a tech startup this summer. It's really an investment in your future career.
All right, getting experience. And related to freelance, but maybe broader, is self-employed.
Yes, good point. Self-employed. It means working for yourself rather than for an employer. It's a broad category. Could be sole proprietors, independent contractors, consultants, small business owners.
Lots of different types.
Exactly. My neighbor is self-employed. He runs his own consulting business. Now, while freelancers are self-employed, not all self-employed people are necessarily freelancers. Think of a shop owner, they're self-employed, but you probably wouldn't call them a freelancer.
That's a helpful distinction.
Okay.
And then, thinking about how long the job lasts, we have permanent versus temporary.
Right. A permanent job is one without a fixed end date. It implies continuous employment, assuming everything goes well.
Job security, basically.
Often, yes. After her probation, she was offered a permanent position. In contrast, a temporary job does have a fixed end date, or it's just for a specific project.
Like covering leave, maybe.
Exactly. Or a seasonal peak. I took a temporary job covering maternity leave. It can be a great way to get experience or network quickly. Each type has its pros and cons, right? Understanding them helps you find what fits your goals.
That covers a really wide range of how people work today. Shows how adaptable things have become.
Definitely.
Okay, now let's switch to the active language. The verbs, the actions involved in actually getting and doing work. These are the dynamic parts, right?
These are absolutely the doing words of your professional life. So first, you apply for a job.
Apply for a job, okay.
That means formally requesting consideration for an opening, usually sending a resume, maybe a cover letter. I need to apply for that marketing position by Friday.
Right. Then hopefully you get invited to attend an interview.
Exactly. Attend an interview. You go to a formal meeting where they assess you for the job. I'm nervous but prepared about attending my interview next week.
And if that crucial meeting goes well, the best part.
Then you hope to get hired.
Get hired, yes.
Meaning you're offered the job and you accept it. I'm so thrilled I got hired by my dream company.
Fantastic feeling. And once you're in and doing well...
You might get promoted?
Get promoted? Moving up again.
Right. Moved to a higher position or rank. He worked hard and got promoted within 2 years. Sometimes the job demands extra hours.
Ah, yeah.
So you might have to work overtime.
Work overtime. Extra hours.
Additional hours beyond your regular schedule. Often paid more, hopefully. We had to work overtime last week to meet the deadline. And of course, everyone needs a break, so you take leave.
Take leave, time off.
Being absent from work, usually with permission, could be sick leave, annual leave for vacation, parental leave. I'm taking a week of annual leave next month.
Important for well-being.
Absolutely. And as we discussed earlier, there's also the action to resign.
Resign. Formally leaving.
Formally announcing you're leaving the job. She decided to resign to start her own business.
Okay, to really see these in action, let's try a quick role play. How about I'm the enthusiastic candidate?
Perfect. And I'll be the, let's say, discerning interviewer. You're applying for a great new position.
All right. I've polished my resume. I'm ready. I just saw the posting online, and I really want to apply for this job. It looks like a perfect fit.
Well, your application was indeed impressive. We'd very much like to invite you to attend an interview next Tuesday. We're particularly interested in your project management experience.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic news. I would be absolutely delighted to attend an interview next Tuesday. I'm really confident I can show you how my skills match the senior project manager role you mentioned.
Well, following your interview, which was very strong, we discussed it carefully. We're pleased to inform you that we've decided to hire you for the senior project manager position.
Seriously, I got hired. That's unbelievable. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to start.
See? Those key phrases just slot right into the conversation naturally.
Yeah.
It's not just knowing the definition, it's knowing how and when to use them to sound confident and capable.
That really does help tie it all together. Okay, now let's widen the lens a bit. Because the specific words we use, the jargon, it can really vary depending on the industry, can't it?
Oh, absolutely. Context is everything here.
Right.
Different sectors develop their own specialized language, not just to sound fancy, but because they have unique processes, roles, ideas.
Things that need specific names.
Exactly. Take education. You'll hear terms like curriculum development, pedagogy, assessment, standardized testing.
Okay.
You might say, I am a teacher in the public school system focusing on curriculum development. Shows you know the lingo.
And what about, say, healthcare? That must have incredibly precise language.
Extremely precise. In healthcare, you'd hear patient prognosis, diagnostic imaging, triage, electronic health records.
Right.
So, she works as a nurse in a busy hospital, specializing in diagnostic imaging support. Using those terms shows you understand how things operate there. Then there's IT, which is practically its own language sometimes.
Oh, tell me about it. I'm trying to understand my developer friends. It's like decoding.
It can feel that way.
Yeah.
In IT, you'd commonly hear things like, I work in IT as a software developer focusing on agile methodology and cloud infrastructure.
Agile, cloud.
Terms like Scrum Master, API, deployment pipeline, agile. They aren't just buzzwords. They reflect specific ways of working, team structures, technical concepts.
So knowing them shows you're an insider, basically.
Exactly. It signals you understand the environment. What about more traditional hands-on industries?
Good question. Like construction.
For sure. In construction, you'd hear about blueprints, project timelines, RFIs, requests for information, subcontractors, site safety.
Okay.
An example. He's a project manager on a large construction site overseeing subcontractor coordination. And maybe for entry-level roles, think about retail.
Retail, yeah. Lots of people start there.
Right. You'd hear about inventory management, POS systems, point of sale, visual merchandising, customer retention. So my first job was in retail, selling clothes, and I quickly learned about inventory management. It just shows how the core vocabulary expands for this specific context.
That's really useful. Shows that core terms are adaptable, but you also need that industry-specific layer. Okay, now for you, our listener, let's make this personal. We really encourage you.
Yeah.
Start using this vocabulary right away.
Yes, that's absolutely the best way to make it stick. Move it from just knowing it to actually using it.
So what's a good exercise?
A really effective one is to describe your own job or maybe your dream job right now. Use the words we've talked about.
Okay.
Think, what's your occupation? Who's your employer? Or who would you like it to be? What kind of position do you have or want? Is it full-time, part-time, freelance?
So instead of just saying, I want a new job.
Exactly. Try something like, I'm looking to apply for a senior management position within a permanent full-time structure. See how much more professional that sounds.
It really does elevate the whole thing.
Yeah.
And on that note, maybe practicing a simple professional intro.
Great idea. It uses a lot of these terms naturally. Try saying this structure to yourself, filling in your details.
My name is your name. I am employed as your occupation or position. I work for your employer, and I am responsible for your key responsibility.
Let's try a quick example. You go first.
Okay. My name is example name. I am employed as a data analyst. I work for a financial technology company, and I am responsible for analyzing market trends.
Nice. And for me, my name is example name. I am employed as a communications specialist. I work for a digital media agency, and I'm responsible for crafting compelling narratives. See how that structure just works?
Instantly professional.
Okay, quick engagement activity now. Let's repeat some key phrases just to lock them in. I'll say one. You repeat it out loud after me. Then our expert will say one. Ready? Occupation.
Employer.
Employee. Colleague.
Salary.
Fantastic. That repetition really helps build that muscle memory. And speaking of practice, let's do that mini quiz. Quick one. Ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. Which word fits best in this sentence? I want a structure. For this position, is it apply or employ?
Apply or employ.
Mm-hmm.
Take a second to think.
The correct word is apply.
Apply.
Right. You apply for a position, you request consideration. To employ someone means to give them a job.
The company employs you.
Exactly. You apply, they employ. Hopefully that distinction clicked and helped solidify it for you.
Excellent point. And just as we start to wrap things up, it's also really important to remember that this language isn't always totally universal, is it? Even within English?
That's a very important point. There can be subtle but significant cultural variations. Being aware can save some awkward moments.
Like what?
Well, for instance, what one country calls a CV curriculum vitae, another, like the U.S., usually calls a resume.
Right, CV versus resume.
Or in the U.K., you take holiday, but in the U.S., you take vacation.
Same idea, different word.
Exactly. Or think about how terms for government workers, like public servant, might have different connotations or even legal weight in different places.
Interesting.
These small differences just highlight why you need to pay attention to regional variations, especially in a global professional world. It's about knowing the right word for the right place.
And also just generally how you talk about work matters, right? Especially in interviews.
Oh, absolutely critical. Always aim for polite, professional language. Focus on your accomplishments, your goals, how you can contribute value. Use clear, respectful, precise communication. It's truly not just what you say, but how you say it that leaves that lasting impression.
So true.
So we've covered quite a bit of ground today, haven't we? From those basic definitions, occupation, employer, all the way through to distinguishing tricky pairs like job versus career, understanding different employment types.
Yeah, permanent freelance.
Right. And we looked at how language changes across industries and gave you some practical ways to actually use this knowledge. If we connect this to the bigger picture, well, mastering this language isn't just about memorizing words. It's really about gaining confidence. It's about articulating your professional self clearly, projecting competence, strategic thinking in every single interaction.
Exactly. So what does this all mean for you, the listener? It means you now have a much stronger toolkit. You can articulate your value, your intentions, your whole professional journey with much more precision. This isn't just vocabulary learning. It's a critical skill. For networking, for interviews, just for talking about your work life with real confidence.
Absolutely.
By mastering this specific language, you're not just learning words. You're learning how to articulate your worth, how to navigate these complex professional landscapes, and ultimately, how to open more doors in your career journey.
Well said.
So our final thought is really an encouragement. Go out there, practice what you've learned today, apply these terms right away. The world of work is waiting for you to speak its language fluently and with confidence.